in the form of sprays or like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, really? Oh god, no, really? Hi, welcome back to my channel. Did you miss me? I missed me. So clearly from the title you can see that this is gonna be a Q&A. So I decided to ask you guys on my Instagram if you have any questions that you want me to answer about locks. So that is what we're gonna do today. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. So please click in the description of this video and you're gonna see my Instagram, and then you're gonna click on it, and then you're gonna follow me, and then you're gonna see updates like this. So if you want to ask a question, you can ask it, and you can text me on Instagram if you want any, like, you know, help with your lock journey or whatever. Okay. The first question is, how long have I been locked? I have been locked for 2 years and 8 months, and I'm coming up on 3 years in October. How many locks do I have? I have 148 locks. I did not start my locks with any serious thinking or any like specific parting. I only did random parts on my head because I installed my locks myself, and some of my locks are different sizes, and that's okay. Each one of them has their own personality. The next question is, how long was my hair before I started my lock journey? My hair was like over here. If you want to start your lock journey, I would not advise you to wait for your hair to get longer, because at the end of the day, the more hair you have, the more shrinkage you're gonna have. If you have shorter hair and you want to start your lock journey, don't wait for your hair to get longer, just start the locks. The next question is, do I have lint in my locks? The short answer is no, because I always cover my hair all day, every day, unless I'm going somewhere. If I am in the house, if I'm laying on the couch, I'm covering my hair. If I'm putting my clothes on, my hair is covered. I don't leave my hair out for lint to get stuck in it. Now, I'm not saying that little pieces of like what's it called, lint, don't like occasionally get on my locks, but I don't let them get trapped inside because I literally pick them out. If you have lint on your locks and it's not actually inside your lock, you can take it out. But if it's deep inside your lock, you can't do anything about it. So that is why I always keep my hair covered. If like a piece of cotton or a piece of whatever falls on my hair, I can literally see it instantly and take it out. The next question is, what products did I use to start my locks? And I did not use any like specific products to start my locks. All I did was wash my hair and twist my hair. That's quite literally it. That's all I did. If you want to start the lock journey, it's not that deep. Like, it's never that serious. Just put the twist in your hair and let it be. You're gonna have locks in a few years. The next question is, how long did it take for my locks to mature, and what method did I start my locks with? I started my locks with 2-strand twists. My locks are still not fully locked, even though I am almost 3 years into my journey, and that I feel like that is because I started with 2-strand twists. If you have like somewhat soft hair and you start your locks with 2-strand twists, it's gonna take a while for the twist pattern to disappear. Let me see if I can find one. I don't know if you can still see this, but this still has the twist pattern in it. If you have some type of soft hair, I would recommend you starting your lock journey with comb coils, because if you don't, the twist pattern is still going to be in your hair after 3 years. If you don't want to be like me, don't do that. I would consider my hair matured, but I'm not going to say that they're fully locked because I can still see some of the twist patterns in my hair. Another question I got asked is if your lock size matters. I chose my lock size based on the fact that I wanted more volume. I didn't want chunky locks on my head. I also picked the size of my locks based on the type of hair that I have. I have very thick hair, so I knew that if I got thick locks, it would just make my head like heavy. I didn't pick micro locks or sister locks because that's just too much, and I knew I was going to do my maintenance by myself. So if you're picking your lock size, you need to pay attention to all these type of things and decide which one is best for you. Another question I got is if I have tips for if you have a tender scalp, and the only thing I can say is that when you get locks, you're gonna get more tender-headed. Prepare yourself for the pain. It's not like any dramatic pain. It hurts a little bit when you're like separating your hair because of how much we don't really touch our hair. The main tip I'm gonna give is that whenever you wash your hair, make sure to take your hair like this and separate your roots, because if you don't do that often, when it's time for you to get a retwist or when it's time for you to do your maintenance, it's gonna hurt when they're separating your locks. Another question I got asked is why my hair looks so dark and how come I don't have any sun bleach. I actually do have sun bleach, but then you guys just can't see it when I do like videos like this in studio lighting. If I am in natural lighting, you can see the sun bleach on the ends of my locks, but I do think I'm gonna dye my hair back to black to just make everything even. I don't hate the sun bleach, but then I don't particularly love it. Another question in relation to the sun and locks is my take on sunscreen on locks. I have never seen someone putting sunscreen on their locks. I know that there are sunscreens that are in the form of sprays or like, I know know there are sunscreens that are made in the form of sprays or in the form of lotions that you can put on your hair, like specifically for hair, but I have never seen anyone who has locks like put sunscreen on their locks, because most people don't really care about the sun bleach. So it depends on you. It's up to you, okay? What else? Another question I got asked is if I crochet my locks, and no, I don't crochet my locks. I only interlock and palm roll my locks. And I also got another question that asked if I ever stopped palm rolling my hair. In the first year of my lock journey, I only palm rolled my hair like once because I wasn't too sure if I could actually do palm rolling and interlocking. In the second year of my lock journey, I realized that I could literally do both, and then I started doing both. So I interlock like 3 to 4 times a year, and then in between, I palm roll. The last time I interlocked my hair was in January. I have retwisted my hair twice since then. Maybe the next time I do my lock maintenance, I am gonna do interlocking, but I'm not sure. It's not inherently bad to crochet your locks. If it's not done properly, it could literally mess up your locks and it could cause thinning. Another question is, how long does it generally take for locks to actually mature? Once you get to that 2-year mark, that is when you know for sure the locks have matured. These last 3 questions are like questions that I have to go in depth. So the first one is if I have any tips for lock growth. The last video I posted went in depth on how to actually get your locks to grow, but I'm just gonna give you 5 tips, okay? 5 tips to make sure that your locks are growing. Number 1, keep them moisturized. You have to keep your locks moisturized. You have to keep your scalp moisturized, and you have to keep your lock ends moisturized, because the ends of your hair are the oldest part of your hair, and your hair grows from your scalp to your root. If you're not keeping your scalp hydrated and moisturized, your hair is not gonna grow. And if you're not keeping your ends hydrated and moisturized, they're gonna break off. The next thing you need to do is to make sure that you're washing your hair to make sure that your scalp is clean. If your hair is dirty, your hair is not gonna grow. Number 3, stop putting your hair in crazy styles. You don't need to do all that. Especially if you're in the first year of your lock journey, you have no business trying to attach extensions and trying to put braids and trying to do this over your locks. The next tip I'm gonna give is leave your hair alone. That goes hand in hand with not putting your hair in style. When I say leave your hair alone, I'm not saying don't keep up with your maintenance. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you don't need to over manipulate your hair. Like, you don't need to put your hair in a ponytail every single day. You don't need to put your hair in 2 space buns every single day. Leave your hair alone, okay? Let your hair function. Let your hair breathe. The last tip I'm gonna give for hair growth is actually really simple and basic. You just have to drink your water. I fall victim to this. I don't drink enough water. I feel like that is why my hair is still over here. If I was drinking my water like how I'm supposed to be drinking, and my hair would be down to my butt. Your hair growing is literally an output of what you're putting in your body. So if you're eating really good, you're eating clean, you're eating your vegetables, you're eating your fruits, you're drinking your water, there's no way that your hair is not gonna grow. Watch what you put inside your body. You'll see the results in your hair. If you eat proper food, if you eat good food, if you're not eating sugar every single day like me, your hair's gonna grow. The next question I got was how to moisturize your hair. I have a lock moisturization video that helps you to determine how to moisturize your hair according to your hair porosity. I'm not gonna go into too much detail on that exact topic, but I'm gonna link the video right over here so that you can watch it. And I'm gonna put it in the description so you can just click on it and watch it. The basics of moisturizing your locks is to get water, spray and leave-in conditioner, and an oil. And the oil has to be a light oil. Don't go get no castor oil or olive oil and put that on your scalp. And the final thing I'm gonna talk about is how to get locks if you're an African and you're a guy or a girl and your parents don't want you to get locks. The only thing I'm going to tell you is to get the locks, because I am African myself. At the end of the day, you have to do what you wanna do and just ask for forgiveness later, because that is how you're gonna have to do it if you're living in an African household. I hope I answered most of you guys' questions, and if you have more questions, you can ask them in the comments and I am gonna answer. So that's it for this video, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.